Thank you, good job. Hello, I'm Kim Ogletree, Chief Customer Officer at Fastly, and I'm here to talk to you today about how we are with you all the way. All right, I'm going to date myself a little bit and say that I've been in the support business for over 20 years now, and what I can say is that I'm really proud that we do it so different at Fastly. We're set apart from the experience that you've likely had elsewhere because we act as an extension of your organization. It's not the typical vendor experience that you're probably used to. I'm going to talk to you today about why I think that is. We'll look at our support and our service models, and then I'm going to introduce Mike Spoonauer from Priceline to come join me and talk about his experience and how we're with him all the way. All right, so I want to start by talking about how we're supporting you throughout your journey with Fastly, beginning with an amazing onboarding team. This is a team that unlocks the sophistication for both delivery and security in terms of the configurations. We can bring those together to market with you within weeks, not quarters. This is a highly talented group of engineers that really can customize just about anything that you can dream up. Discovery is really where your account team is formed. This is where you get to get familiar with your support resources, and this is where we really begin to kind of form that partnership through a regular cadence of communication. Explore is where we really work to explore your business priorities and help to understand where we can help you. We never want to be the vendor that's always trying to sell you something. Instead, we've got to be aligned with the challenges that you're trying to face and where you're focused. Can't be our agenda, it has to be yours. And this is a contrast, I believe, in how we operate, and we do it this way intentionally because it builds trust. We advocate for our customers really in two streamlined ways. First, I would say that we have a sponsorship program where we pair our executives with your executives to nurture that relationship at all levels within the account. At Fastly, we all have a role to play in engaging with our customers. Secondly, is we bring the voice of the customer, your voice, into the product discussion. So your asks of product, we advocate for those through those roadmap discussions to make sure that they're considered within the process. And so 70% today of our roadmap is derived directly from that process. We're really excited by that. Finally, we expand the partnership by really constantly evaluating your priorities and iterating on solutions with you. And we're never done. This is a motion that continues throughout your entire life cycle with Fastly. A great example of this motion really working as designed is with PayPal. So we listened to their needs, and when we launched our managed security offering, they wanted to beta this product. And in a beta that lasted just a few months, we were able to mitigate wave after wave of attack that would have cost millions. And this is an example of how we partner with our customers to drive real value. Another example that's really cool is with Bell Media, where they were looking for ways to increase their ad revenue. So we collaborated with them to create a solution that dynamically replaces ads in a live video stream that's using our compute platform. So our professional services team, as we work to design and develop this custom solution with them to fit their specific requirements, we did that within months. And as an example, beyond that, they've asked us to engage into another project to bring digital rights management security to the edge, which is, again, super exciting, super innovative. So I've highlighted a few use cases where we partnered with our customers to deliver on solutions. So I want to outline the service offerings that makes that work possible. Starting with enterprise support. So this is really the foundation for how all of our customer-facing teams work together. This is a 365, 24/7, always-on organization with instant connection via Slack. We've got an emergency phone number should you need it, and response SLAs. And this really is a differentiator for us. I believe that the key to a better experience is that we allow you to interact with us in the way that you choose, and we make it easy no matter which path you choose. Also, Slack is an enormous step up from the typical chatbot that most companies use, where there's just absolutely no visibility. It's just a much more personalized experience. And we know that we're building a platform that you have your entire site on. And so we can't have a front line that doesn't get it. right? Everyone in the org has to be a developer. So I talked about professional services with the Bell Media example, but I also want to highlight that this team is really good at migrating configurations from other vendors. No matter how complex those requirements, you can have peace of mind and trust to know that we're going to do it right. We know that your website, there's nothing that can be left to chance, and so we take that work off of you, and we'll do the heavy lifting. We'll meticulously plan out those details with you, and you can leverage our experience of having done hundreds of these. I receive so much praise for our technical account managers, and I believe that's because we hire folks with deep technical background, and they're designated to your account. They know your configurations, and you can lean on them to optimize your performance. We've seen phenomenal success with customers like Target, where recently there was a latency spike that had caused abandoned carts for them. So their TAM immediately pinpointed the occurrence, engaged our internal teams to do some traffic engineering to kind of provide that immediate relief, and ultimately we ended up changing their peering location. We also drove proactive notification efforts, so should that issue arise again, we would be alerted to it immediately. And this is the type of support that you can expect from your TAM. Finally, managed services, so both on the content delivery and security side of the house, we continuously monitor whether it's for high error rates or security threats so that we can action against those. Customers lean on us for live event management, whether that's Super Bowl-like engagements or a critical cyber sale. These are the major milestones where it's kind of the go big or go home moments. There's no room for error. And we've not only engaged in reactive monitoring, but now for the first time, we have proactive monitoring as well, where we leverage our internal analytics. We have live call-outs to your teams to bring visibility not only when there's an issue, but after we've mitigated attacks as well. So this will allow us to bring visibility and understanding that you need in order to report back out to your leadership, to your board, your CISO, wherever. All right, so now before we look at the numbers, I wanted to start by sharing a quote from the Senior Vice President of Zendesk. We've leveraged the Zendesk platform for, gosh, it's been over 13 years now, and they see it all. They have over 100,000 customers. They process billions of requests. And according to their benchmark data, a 98% consistent CSAT score that they see for Fastly really is world-class performance. So let's look at the data. 98% customer satisfaction, as I mentioned. We ask customers after every interaction how we did, and 98% of those come back favorable. That's really unheard of. I mean, we've maintained this since before I joined, over 6 years ago. And less than a 30-minute response time, less than 10 minutes for enterprise support. We know that when you need us, we have to respond quickly. And I hear from customers that move to Fastly all the time. It's like night and day in terms of response time. 98% first contact resolution. So when we close out a ticket, if that ticket is not actually resolved, you reply back to that, it automatically reopens that ticket. And out of the thousands of interactions that we process, only 2% of them are reopened for that reason. Finally, 99% revenue retention. When our customers experience the difference of Fastly, they don't leave. So I wouldn't blame you for being skeptical as I sit up here and say, take my word for it, our experience is better, but these are the numbers. It's a pretty compelling story. All right, I'm now going to ask Mike Spoonauer to join me to talk about his experience with Fastly and the partnership that we have with Priceline. So much for joining us today. I'm excited to have you here and talk about your experience. So why don't you start by just telling everybody the use case that you use Fastly for today?
So today we leverage Fastly not just as a highly capable and performant CDN. We leverage the very detailed logs that it can produce to provide us critical insights. And it's that observability that allows us to explore features like Fastly's edge rate limiting in a log-only mode, for now, just to gain confidence with the tool and to be able to discern requester intent and also try to eliminate any false positives before we flip the switch.
Awesome. So Priceline is really known as a technical innovator in the travel space. Tell us a little bit about how you leverage Fastly to stay ahead of that innovation curve.
Priceline really embraces Fastly for its evolving capabilities, and one of the things that it provides us is with a flexibility in terms of integrating more seamlessly with partners through services like service chaining. And we're able to use service chaining in a way that does not impact observability, so that we're able to continuously iterate on the things that are important to us, like continuous site performance optimization without any interruption. And Fastly, whether it be through our TAM, who we work with very closely, or professional services, or support engineering, they're able to answer our implementation questions quickly, but also they sort of serve as a natural extension of our team. They're able to provide the level of attention to technical detail that our business opportunities demand.
Awesome, thanks for sharing that. All right, so tell me a little bit more about how you've improved your user experience and how you leverage Fastly for that.
This is really where the rubber meets the road for us and where it matters. So we've been able to improve the performance, but also the customization in the images that we deliver to our customers as they're exploring properties and trying to get insights into, is this the hotel that I want to stay at for me? So by being able to customize those images and speed up the performance, we're able to improve the customer experience, and we're able to do this through Fastly image optimization. We're also able to more successfully integrate with partners that are really the leaders in their respective spaces when it comes to content transformation and even more advanced content caching. A huge shout out to Stellate for making that possible through service chaining. And it's really through real-time conversations with support that we're able to resolve implementation issues quickly and to really utilize the evolving capabilities of the platform in a more seamless way.
Awesome. And you were an early adopter of compute. Tell us a little bit about how you use the compute platform.
Our developers and site reliability engineers are really excited by the capabilities of the compute at edge platform. Not just because it's fast or because it's more secure, but because it allows for not just tenant isolation, but even request isolation. But also, it's a platform that elevates the developer experience. We're finally able to use IDEs that understand the languages that we're using, and the fact that, huge shout out to JetBrains for introducing a Rust-based IDE, we actually feel like we're level players in the field to be able to use these technologies. We've already been able to migrate a proportion of our traffic from Fastly Deliver to Fastly Compute at Edge. And we're actively encouraged by features like unit testing that will allow us to ensure functional parity between deliver and compute as we make that journey. Fastly has been with us every step of that migration journey, and it's through their real-time interactions with us that we can figure out some of those edge cases and ensure that we're using the compute platform in a way that will optimize our site's performance.
Awesome. That's our hope, is to make it easy for you. And so what does the future look like for Priceline?
We actually were able to sit down recently with the folks at Fastly to get insights into what's coming. What are the features in the coming quarters that we can actually take advantage of? And that was an exciting conversation, not just because we have a glimpse into what's coming, but because we're going to be able to work side by side with professional services to take a step back, to take a look more holistically at our migration approach from deliver to compute, and to make sure that we can take advantage of what really will become competitive differentiators as we adopt each of these features.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story with us today. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate the partnership that we have. And I hope that the message that you've all heard today is with Fastly, we're with you all the way. Thank you.